Good evening, folks. It's In the Know podcast. I'm your boy, T the Chef, right hand man, Jaycutta.
What out? What
You know,
out?
it's Saturday evening, so we're about to get to it. First off, quick plug to the homie, big homie, Killer Mike. Nice Grammy wins, big dog. That looked real good. That album, fire. Ain't no skipping no tracks, none of that. It was sure needed for hip hop. So from me to you, man, or from us to you, we appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. No doubt, no doubt.
But tonight we jumping into this one right here ought to be good. Uh, your attraction to madness, and usually what you don't want, you end up having. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's get in that.
So, Cutter, you want to kick it off?
Well, it's like the sometimes I don't when they say things like the laws of attraction and stuff like that, I don't really believe in all that stuff. The reason why is because you're around a person for a reason. They're gonna fulfill in your mind now. They're gonna whether they do it or not. They're gonna fulfill something in your life, or you're not around them. And like the problem I think comes in is when you don't consider what's gonna come with that. It's like,
Right.
okay, you might like, boy, find me a nice, nice looking one, whatever. You find the look, but then you overlook the like rough edge attitude, different things of that nature, whatever the case may be, crazy living at home, whatever. Might have some bad habits that you're not too crazy about. It depends on how strong your attraction is, whether or not you overlook that stuff. And see, then you get like away from them, and like we were talking about earlier, you complain about them to other people, but no one wants to have that uncomfortable conversation of saying, "Hey, can I ask you for a second though? Can I ask you some things?" You know what I'm saying? Because right. We get into relationships and situations with people and just like we don't evaluate, man. We don't have the standards we should have towards each other because people always say, "Oh, I want a man with money." Okay, you might get a man with money, but he might want to control you and treat you like an object. You know what I'm saying? So it's like your opinion's gone. So you're not going to be able to be an individual in that relationship. So if you were to marry for money, you lose a lot of rights as a wife or a husband. So even if we're chasing and we looking for a woman with money, you never know what's going to come with the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like they may be only concerned with themselves. Or you might be one out of whatever number and find a great person with all the things that you're looking for. But the problem is we go in with blinders on. And I call them like, we was talking in the bar shop earlier. It was like, we talking about dating blinders. You know what I'm saying? Because people say a blind date is when you don't know a person and you're just meeting them kind of cold turkey type deal. Really and truly, every date is a blind date. Because a person presents to you what they want you to see and hear and know. See, you don't know them. You have become acquainted with the person they're presenting to you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how over time people do change and become different people. You like, dang, you ain't used to do that. You ain't used to act like that. You ain't used to say that.
Yeah, and it might
you know
be
what
something
saying?
where they didn't change. You just fill in whatever your situation was with what they presented to you. So you didn't dig any deeper. Right. You just said, "Oh, well, that's them," and I don't really need to search any further or anything. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, what like you say, you can fall in love for the physical, or you can fall in love, with monetary.
Yeah.
But you really don't know this person. You may see them every day, but you don't really know them until it gets to that level of deepness where you go, with something, I think the shock value wears off. Because some people are, it's, I know it's going to sound crazy, but there are alpha females too. And alphas, what you got to understand about alpha, they hunt. So once they capture that prey, it's kind of like it's done. Like you know, and that's sometimes what it ends up being on both sides. Don't get it twisted. It ain't just a male thing.
Right.
You know, unfortunately, guys, females hit it and quit it too. You know, it's just what real. It is. Hey, you might be head over heels and she ain't got.
Right. She like, got plans to move forward.
I'm done. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know, like you were saying, you know, I think people tend to get too comfortable, and they've rested so much in that comfort that they don't want to disrupt it.
Yeah.
Even if you know that probably having this conversation, it's either going to go one or two ways. Either it's going to get better or it's going to get worse.
Right.
You know, but if you never have that conversation and you're complaining to everybody else but that person, you're already miserable. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? You think you happy, social media happy, at home happy. Two totally different things.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. That's real, because what you said right there, the acceptance of something is where you basically have a state of being content. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can handle these problems. They aren't that bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. They aren't.
You can deal. You get comfortable with what you can tolerate. The problem I see a lot of times is that problems get too hard, or too repetitive, or it's too much, and you like, well, wait a minute, hold up. Now I was good with one or two things. Now, shit, you bringing out everything. Now what's happening? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bombarded you, boy.
You feel? So you're lost, because now you did some type of investing with this person, whether you invest time, money, whatever the case may be. You invested something with them, and it's like, sometimes that acceptance that we give to being complacent or content with a person, it really takes your voice out of the relationship. It takes your voice away, because what they're gonna say is what? Well, you wasn't saying that before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why people call me blunt. They say I'm so blunt, so straightforward. That's because I don't have to tell you off later. Because because you're gonna be in your feelings by then. When I tell you off, you're gonna be upset with me. You know what I'm saying? We can't even talk then. It's you know what I'm saying. So it's like, I go ahead and tell you up front, like, you know what?
Right.
See that right there? You need to holler at you about that though, because see, we ain't gonna be able to route like that.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna make everything terrible.
Yeah, the bluntness has been my
It's a gift and a curse at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's good.
I think it's more blessing.
You just gotta be discreet.
Because I think it keeps a lot of madness away from you too.
True.
You know, because people, they're gonna be like, yeah, I don't think I need to run this by him, because it ain't gonna fly. Yeah. You know, but you know, it's real. I think that's the problem with things, in a sense. People are real quick to tell you what they want in somebody physically, but what about emotionally and spiritually? You know, if you're on that level, you know, I mean, well, you know, it's guys that I know, they want the, you know, the big booty Judy, but it come with something too, bro. You know, you think about it like this. You can date an Instagram model if you want, okay? But you got to understand that everywhere she go, somebody gonna be on her. Now, if you got the patience to deal with that, so be it.
Yeah, because you're gonna share her.
You know what I mean? But if you don't,
bottom line,
there's no point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just same for the women folk. If you know you aspire to have this man who makes six figures, and got his own house, and you know he may be working out and got muscles everywhere. Guarantee you, it's 100 other women looking at him,
Right.
and they coming for him. If
Right.
you can't handle that, there's no reason to get tied up in it. It just that's aggravation for yourself. So the basis is really when you look at it is working on yourself. You gotta make you the version of yourself that you would want to date.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? To me, that's
who you want to deal with.
There you go.
Who you're willing, be who you're willing to deal with.
There it is.
Because some people jerks and can't take it. I ain't nothing like a soft, smart mouth person.
Boy, what?
What you gonna get it all day, all day, every day, even on Sunday. You got to have your
twice on Sunday.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's the way. But you know what though, man? It seemed like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when we was growing up, you know, we knew people that was smart asses. But it seemed like that's just what's coming these days.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be a smart ass, but ain't smart. You know? And then as soon as you hit that lick on them, boy, they either want to tear the club up, you know what I'm saying? Or they, like you say, they in their feelings. Yeah. But when you was throwing shots, it was open door. You know, it's out there. I can do my thing. Long as you was the one that was creating the laugh and not being laughed at. Right. Oh, you was having a ball.
Right.
But till you got that gut punch. Now look at you. Sitting over there, lip on the table, mad at the world. You know what I mean? Right. And you just can't take it. So you have to build yourself, I think, into that person that, like I said, that you can honestly look at it in the mirror and say, I would date me. Right. And it ain't just about the physical. Let's get that out there. You can put yourself, you can be in the best shape of your life and have the ugliest inside ever.
Right. Right.
Okay? You look like $1 million. But your guts, your soul is just dark. Right. It ain't no good. You don't mean anybody ain't no good. So why mess up somebody else's life who trying to be that good just because you ain't no good?
Yeah.
That's madness.
Yeah.
To me.
I mean, that's ways of getting even. You know, it's sad, but I mean, you gotta remember too. Think about how people feel to get with an intellectual person, and they're nowhere near intellectual. Like you get with a person that likes to carry on, like wholesome, like real conversations, like dealing with your life, dealing with the future, dealing with things of this nature, that nature, and you used to talking to people about, you know what I'm saying, trying to slide or what we, you know what I'm saying, what we doing tonight, that kind of fools. So
right.
When you hook up with somebody, that might be a physical attraction there, but there's no mental attraction. So like
nothing.
You know what I'm saying? There's no connection.
Nothing. Emotionally nothing. It's
no connection.
Yeah. Like, you know, because what you got to understand is, especially when you just talk about that physical part, there's people who will, excuse my French, this ain't a kid show, right?
No.
Okay. No. There are people who will literally fuck the soul out of you and won't even care if you ate. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to know who you dealing with. You know, it's crazy. Like and I'm gonna tell a quick story. Friend that I know, real cool. She gets married. Like the guy, he doing everything to sweep off her feet. So it's the fairy tale story. Okay. Until it comes time for them to buy a house. Okay. So, like you say, the money thing. Okay. My thing is this: if we together, and whether it come from my savings, your savings, whatever it take to get this house, it's ours because we moving into it together. Okay, but that ain't the way it worked. He had a little bit better job than she did, so he say, "I got it." As my husband duty, I got it. Okay, all well and good, right? So once the house is closed on, she say, "This dude started to change," and I was like, "Okay, like, what you mean?" Like, we used to do stuff together. Da da da. Now he ride out. Don't ask me. We rarely eat together unless it's the whole family. Okay. And I don't know, honestly, any of his friends. And I was like, when you have gotten that out the way before you tied the knot, like, if you telling me you going to hang with XYZ and I have no idea who XYZ is,
Right.
that would end up, I ain't gonna say necessarily being a problem. That's an
gonna be
alarm.
It's gonna be a meeting.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a meeting.
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, the uncomfortable conversations. She said when she went to try to have these uncomfortable conversations with him, like in our previous podcast, he took everything as an argument. I'm trying to get an understanding. I'm not here to argue with you. Help me just to understand, because that's something that, I don't know anything about. So let me sit down and try to understand where you coming from. And that way it ain't no odd feeling.
Right.
But she say every time she went to talk to him, he just fly off the handle. And then guess what? Big as their house was, man cave and all, every time he would leave the house. So where you going? What simple conversation were we about to have that made you so uncomfortable that you leave the house for 5 and 6 hours?
Yeah. Well, you got 2 homes.
Look, I want to say the same thing, but I was just a listener. You know what I mean?
That's just what it sounds like. I'm just saying, like, me as a man.
But what I'm saying, that, you know how you say that the blessing and the curse?
Yeah.
I have that. Okay, I have the ability to listen, and at the same time the restraint not to get involved.
Right.
Okay,
right.
I will listen to you.
Right.
But I'm not. That's for y'all. That ain't got nothing to do
real, because y'all went half on that man.
Exactly. But there's certain things that you see ahead of time, and you choose to say, "I can change him."
Yeah.
I can change him.
Yeah.
I know I can.
Yeah, that's sad. That's the saddest part, because you can't change nothing but your clothes or your hair color, stuff like that. I mean, you can change anything that pertains to you.
Exactly.
But we fool ourselves thinking that we're that good. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you got videos out or whatever. Your sex don't change nobody. It may be missed. It may be reminisced upon. You understand me? But it will never change a person.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? That's why people always, they used to ask this, man. It was like, do you ever worry about your wife when she's out of town? I said, I'm concerned the same way as I am when she's in town. Point being this. There is absolutely nothing I could do to stop her from doing what she wanted to do anyway. Nothing. So, with me knowing this, all right, so here comes the energy saver right here.
Right.
So, my energy is needed in so many different areas. So, it's like, okay, I don't have energy to put into that, because that's a bottomless pit, because it's always going to be unknown.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You just have to have that trust and move on. You know what I'm saying? If something bites you, you know to get rid of it. But if it doesn't bite you, you keep rolling.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's just people don't get to that point.
And then on top of that, you got to, like we were talking about earlier, watch that circle.
Yeah.
Because
you hang with hoes, you gonna do
it. People chiming in the
with
ear,
drug dealers, whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever it is.
You know what I mean? That
you become what you hang around. Period.
In a sense, and you got to understand. Like I say, who you with. You see that up front. You know, like I say, sometimes I tell you what. Sometimes what they do is they know they've offended you, done whatever. But now, I ain't gonna say I'm making up with you, but today I'm gonna take you shopping.
Yeah.
Get what you want.
Yeah.
Because they know sooner or later you're gonna forget. You're just gonna get right back in the mix. Just, okay, well.
Especially if you're used to
it. Exactly.
yeah.
So it's like, okay, girl, I'm here shopping. Hey. I got some new shoes, but he hitting you upside the head. What a bruise upside the head for a pair of Air Max? They ain't gonna work. But like I say, you see that up front. And like I say, you know who, in a sense, who you with. And unless that cat's some CIA spy that's got a well covered, second life, it's out there.
Right.
It just is what it is. And this is one of those things where if you are listening, put the value back on yourself. To know you really don't have to go through that. And that's male and female. Because I know a couple guys out there that's done, they done been through it too. And, you're not going to hear that. You'll never hear that story or those stories simply because people going to automatically think you're weak or, them guys are a punk, that type of deal.
You should handle it because you're a man.
Right. That type of deal. And, like I say, it's
that falls into the mental health category too, because when your mental health is bad, small situations knock you on your ass.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying. When you have poor mental health, you really can't handle hardly anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the smallest thing will blow you up.
Yeah, you
you know what I'm
shot,
saying?
man. You can't get nothing done.
You can't get nothing.
And
that mental health is important, man. We don't deal with our own minds enough. We're always putting something in it, but we never formulate. We never sit and actually evaluate, who am I right now? What am I doing? What am I plugged into? What am I not plugged into? What should I be doing? What should I not be doing?
That's the reason why it's important to unplug.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm going to tell you.
For real.
All these social media apps, just the cell phone in itself, can get you connected to so many people, so many things, events, whatever. Sometimes you just got to unplug.
Yeah.
I mean, and really take you some days and whatever. Just kind of cleanse all that. I guarantee you're going to feel better.
Yeah.
Because this social media thing got a lot of people trying to live a life that the people that they looking at don't even live.
Right.
Right. You got cats renting mansions and Lamborghinis and doing all this, trying to sell you some course. Come out, they got, yachts and all this kind of stuff. Man, all that stuff rented. And here you is about to break your neck, losing sleep to attain something that these folks ain't even got. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not here to sell you anything. No, it's Cutter. Okay? We drive two pretty basic cars. Okay? We got nice places to stay. But that come from work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it is. It just comes from the grind. It ain't nothing but grind and God, baby. That's what we do. Yeah. And, but getting off of that, I don't want to get off the subject, but like I say, you really have to dig into who you got. Go around the family. Attend those family functions. If he got a favorite aunt or uncle, sit with them. Let them talk to you.
Yeah.
Be around their parents. Really get to the gist of who they are.
Yeah.
Because when you miss out on those family events, I think you miss out on a lot of the history.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to eat when you go. I know people that do that. Now you got an appetite when we going out to eat, but now that you're around the family, I just eat off your plate. No, here you won't.
Right.
Nah, you better go there and get you one. Ain't happening. Just what it is.
But,
okay?
yeah,
But be yourself.
A lot of people hide too, man. Like, well, they don't really hide. They just don't put it out front. Like, what you was talking about, meeting people, family and stuff. Think about it. This is how I approach things when it comes to that right there. I've always approached it like, if I look in your family, I should be able to see some people that my children could be with or could be around. Because it only takes one night of passion to create a person that's going to be with you the rest of your life. So that one night of passion might connect you with this woman forever. Y'all might have a seed off the first run. You don't know. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, but if you haven't checked out they fam, I mean, the family could be anything. They could be hustlers, killers, anything. You don't know. And then you will be subject to have to be around it rest of your life in some capacity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's like, we don't do what we used to do. I'm going to tell you something, man. You know, all y'all out there understand one thing. Technology made us soft, first of all. That is why the social skills are lacking right now. That's why the conversation ain't what it's supposed to be. None of that. That's why folks aren't learning folks anymore. Because, you know, we've gotten soft now.
The art of conversation is
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because you can hide behind a phone. You can text me anything, but your expression could be something different.
Totally different.
So you know what I'm saying? It's just like, when we were coming up with it, like, and I tell my young guys this all the time, especially when they come in the shop, man, because this is important in, like, having successful relationships. Because your relationships are going to be trash if you can't talk. So, it's like, they have to understand, like, they'll say something, but they might mumble it. I'm like, nah, bro, you got to talk up. In here anyway, if you don't do it nowhere else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You speak to me like a man, because you're going to have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to get used to doing that. So, it's like, I was just telling them, man, look, understand, it's cool that she cute, because don't nobody want to ugly woman. I get it. Somebody do. Some people do. It's somebody for somebody. But I'm just saying, most of us, you know, you want something pleasing to the sight. That's just facts. That's why they go through so much work and so much, you know what I'm saying, stress and trouble trying to look like something. That's the purpose, because it's for us. And amongst their competing that they do with each other. But that's another story. But I was telling him, make sure that you're going after a woman for the need of a woman. And what I mean by that is, if you need the woman, you'll treat the woman better. You'll listen to the woman. You'll deal better. You'll have a better relationship if there's a need for y'all being together.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? But if you just picking somebody that you just kicking it with on the weekends or something and it turned into something, well, you just made a weekend deal into the middle of the week. You know, your Saturday swing is now your Wednesday. You feel me? So it's like you threw them in the mix of your life. You know what I'm saying? Versus having it planned out to where you were my Monday through Monday. You know what I'm saying? It's totally different when they're your everyday person. When you need to hear from them, you need to touch base with them. You need to do something. Even if you're not around them every day, but you need to touch base with them in some way. That's a different type of relationship, and you'll respect that relationship. And then it'll make you work on yourself to keep that relationship. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because that person will be working and will be keeping you held accountable for working on yourself.
Ooh, did you say the A word?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because accountability is... What? Ooh. Accountability is mandatory. If you don't have accountability, you might as well stay in the house.
In every aspect of your life.
Stay in the house.
Accountability and transparency will keep you out of a lot of madness. Yeah. And when it comes to relationships, man, just hold yourself accountable. Yeah. I mean, that will show a level of growth and grown up that you know that's unmatched. Mm-hmm. And it goes kind of back to what we were talking about last week about the value that we place on each other. And we got to understand that the value ain't monetary. It ain't that type of value.
Right.
It's knowing when you go home, you know, your house home setting is a certain way. Not necessarily what the house looked like, but you ain't walking into no hostility. You ask someone come through the door and somebody say, "How was your day?" And may just have a conversation with you about the day. Um, it's not getting home with the expectation that this, and this should be done. I'm just happy to see your face.
Right.
I'm happy to hear your voice.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you expressing that, and then them giving it back to you. That, to me, is one of the things that's just, if you got that, that's a real good thing. But there's nothing worse than putting it out and not getting it back.
Well,
That is the killer.
Yeah, that's hurtful.
You know what I mean? And then, you still have to be in that space, going back to the uncomfortable conversation, that when you do say something about it, see how they respond to it.
Yeah.
Or they're going to get upset, or they going to say, you know what? I apologize. I didn't mean it that way, and I'll fix it. Then you know who you got.
Yeah.
But sometimes they'll look at you and be like,
right.
You really? You talking to me about how you feel?
Right.
Oh, you weak.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The monster inside of me is sleeping. He ain't dead. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It take a lot of work to keep that, all that, because a lot of us are carrying the world with us.
Yeah.
It's a pressure that most people don't even feel. Okay? There can't be any lack or any even the small smidgen of weakness, because it's usually going to be exploited. So even though I don't have to, or any one of us have to run around, be hard, or we got to carry a strap, just no, I don't have to do all that, but it can be done.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that comes a responsibility to keep it under wraps. You have to, because I have to deal with my children, my wife, and especially my grandbabies. If I don't deal with nobody else, those are the people that I have to deal with. And I can't carry or let that loose around my grandchildren. They're not going to understand that.
Right.
My kids are probably starting to understand it because they're into the world now. My wife, she can understand it, but I'm not going to display that on her. You have to find ways to kind of
deal.
Deal without tearing up the world.
Yeah.
And it really, if you can do that part, then you've mastered self-love, which you're going to have in order to love anything else.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
You can't love anything else without loving yourself first.
Right.
It ain't got to be an egotistical thing where you walking out and I got to look like this and this. No, that's internal. I love me, and don't nobody else do.
Right.
Okay? That's why you can see it in my works. Not just the thing I got with my family, but when it comes to us doing stuff in and out of the community, or just my everyday walk with people. And sometimes it's people that I do not know come to me and want to have a conversation about whatever's going on with them. Okay? And having an ear and the ability to help them with an issue is the blessing. It is the self-love. Okay? Had to deal with a lot of things myself. But I had to get me right in order for me to be right with everything else. Or try to be right. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? I got faults. You know?
Well, if you don't have any faults, you're not living on.
Right.
Just saying, man.
Right.
You pushing for perfection, but you're not walking in it because you're not in the perfect place. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying, like, when we was talking just a moment ago, I was listening, something you said, when we was talking about the money. In this country, your life is equivalent to money. Whenever something wrong happens to someone, the way that they want to heal you is by giving you a check. That has now came into our community and taken over the mindset of our community. Money and the value of our life versus the money. It's not versus this person, not versus that person, not versus your credibilities or your accomplishments. It's about the money. Because that's how I watch people, just because they're taken care of in a relationship, deal with anything. Cats wide open. You know what I'm saying? But they deal with it because they don't have a concern of bills or don't have a concern of shopping, or when they do make money, they keep it themselves. And you can have that in a relationship that's healthy as well. But that's just one of those things, is that money should not equate your life. You see what I'm saying? If you can put a dollar value on your life, you need to add to your life then. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because you should be able to give gifts of the words, give gifts, like you said, of the listening, give gifts of how you treat people, the things that you're doing. Those gifts have to go further than your money. Your money may support some of those things that you do, but it can't be the end all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because I have this amount of money, this is what I am. No, it's not.
The money don't cure. The money don't cure everything.
You see what I'm saying? But that's what's filtered its way into our community.
Right.
Because people always, I'm gonna tell you, they ask questions. What's up with the black women and all the black doing? You know what I'm saying? On all the Instagram and all this other stuff. I said, because of the money value. People value money more than their morals, more than what they were taught, more than how they were raised. You see what I'm saying? Because think about it. I could go out right now just go to Cherrydale, anywhere, and just find a person and say, you know what? I'll give you $10,000 to stand beside that blue car naked right now. All clothes are off. They're going to grab them 10 bands and get on their way. Because money has now became the standard. It's not even just a physical standard or material standard. It is now a moral standard.
Yeah.
But we want to address these uncomfortable conversations because we have the wrong people as our standard. See, you got to remember something. We don't supposed to act like these folks that's in charge. We don't. Because we're not. What we should be doing is being more concerned about each other and lifting up each other and understanding each other. Because, see, that's where we're falling at. Unity is the only thing that can heal brokenness. You got to understand that. That's in relationships. That's in mother-daughter. That's in brother-sister. That's in brother-to-brother. All of that stuff is only healed by unity. Why? Because unity allows me to recognize what I may bring to a situation and what you may bring to a situation. So let's both fall back off the bull and we can come together and actually solve this thing. You see what I'm saying? But that's unity.
And that's, it goes to something I read about 2 or 3 days ago. And it said, simply, it was a meme, and it said, black women, we need you. Let's stop whether it be online or whatever battering we're doing with each other, and you see that killer on a lot of different, not just podcasts, but a lot of different shows where it's just black folks, especially males and females, just going at each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you thinking like, you know what? Where in the hell did all this come from? Like there is no good relationship out there.
Right.
Like there is. We just a bunch of people put in a pot and that actually hate each other, and that ain't the truth.
Right.
It's just what's popular. It's what's like the young folks say. That's what's popping and da 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 da. Man, look at that.
You can get a check for it.
You can get a check for it on madness.
No, but that's all we're concerned with.
Man, see,
it's the check.
Man.
We don't care how we get. I'm gonna tell you something. On that note that you just talking about, I used to watch these stupid challenges where folks would make themselves pass out, all kind of stupid. I'm telling you, I saw one of the dumbest ones where they had a ladder to where you try to climb a ladder without putting it up against anything. So you basically try to plant the ladder and climb up real fast. That was the stupidest challenge I ever. Dude broke his leg first run. Kid passed out and hit the head on the daggone wall behind him and ended up in the hospital. See what I'm saying? Like, almost in a coma over a social media moment. We're messed up. See what I'm saying? Because we'll do anything over a check. We messed up right now. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's why it's so hard to have relationships with folk, because guess what? As soon as somebody dangles some stuff, if they dangle enough,
they gone.
You may be in trouble.
You did.
If they dangle enough, you're in trouble.
You right. You
know
right.
what I'm saying?
I definitely I seen it.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you know
and,
you got somebody that's solid. You got a day one person in your life that's solid, you know what I'm saying, that you've made a commitment to, that's different. But, boy, for those that are out here, I feel sorry for you single people right now, because the game is unfair. You don't know a lot of times if it's man or woman. Hey, it's rough out here right now. Then you put the money aspect on top of it. Man, now you got some other stuff to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's gotten out of hand is what it is. Like, because we don't realize.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And the teachers
it's crazy.
Are just totally different now.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember.
Accept too much.
I remember my dad and the older guys. You know, the fathers right there in the community. This how simple it was. We had a nice little gathering right there, but every weekend, Saturday morning, if these guys wasn't fishing, they would meet. My dad had a spot in the yard carved out. They had a burning barrel. They would burn trash. And they would sit there and have conversations about whatever was going on, you know, in the neighborhood. You know, old lady down the street, she might be running low on kerosene, so somebody gonna take care of that. You know, monitoring the kids. Like, don't get me wrong, that street, we might have had some bad stuff happen every now and again, but it wasn't gonna be no wild outs without somebody either cutting your ass or your mom and them knew about it.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
You know, and we saw a lot of issues, not even so much issues, but we just took care of each other from simple conversations. That's all it was. Now everything is about putting somebody on blast. I got a screenshot of this. This week, this guy gave. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's always something to keep the explosive part coming, but nothing coming together to heal what's broken.
Yeah.
We can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
And we definitely can't keep doing it between black man and black woman.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Even with people who might, it's going to take a lot for me to say anything about a female. Okay? In the sense is, you're going to have to do something really cruel or mean to my family before it gets, you know, for me to go to that point. I just go around you. Okay? Yeah. And we gotta use that go around method. If somebody's not trying to physically put their hands on you and they just running off at the mouth, let them people talk.
Yeah.
That's what some people do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We have gotten so entwined with what somebody's words. Somebody said this about me, Da 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 da. Now I got to go. I got to pull up. For what?
Right. Image.
I
Yeah.
gotta.
One of our early
I gotta be the.
episodes.
I gotta be the tough guy.
The image.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have to be the tough guy. Okay, I'm more concerned about my people. And when I say my people, it ain't just the people underneath my roof. It's like I said in one of my videos, one of my reels. I got love for every female that I come in contact with. Okay, that's my wife, my mom, my daughter, my granddaughter, my nieces, cousins, all of that. My job is, in a sense, to make sure they're all right. Okay, make sure they see the right image. Okay, it ain't something that I go out the house and I go, ooh, I gotta make sure I make the right move here. That type thing. It's just that it should be in your everyday walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mentality. Yeah. Yeah.
So even when it comes to something that's negative, you have to say to yourself, is this something that I'm going to entertain, or is it something that I'm going to go around?
Yeah.
And if you look at it, I guarantee you 90 to 95% of that, you're going to say, I'm just going to go around, if you're smart.
Yeah.
Now, if you choose to entertain it, be smart about it. You ain't got to do no yelling. All you got to do is pull facts. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You can't argue with a fact. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's goes back to the accountability thing. Everybody's trying to push everything off on somebody else. This person done that to me.
Yeah.
So
It's everybody else's fault.
it's everybody else's fault. They did this to me, so I should treat the world like this.
Right.
Unfortunately not. All of us got a story. All of us done been through a lot of shit. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's called life.
Yeah.
Okay? You got a choice. You can stay bitter about it or you can get better. Them your only options.
Pretty much.
Okay? Now you can sit and dwell on it and keep on whining about they did this to me, so I'm gonna sit here and do nothing and da 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 da. Keep on doing it. You'll soon see yourself by yourself. The rest of us got shit to do.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But in that, I think that's how your relationship flows. You got to be you. Now, if you an asshole, hey, you might find a female that's just as much asshole, and y'all can be the best couple together. And that's just honest to God truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just might be her type of asshole.
Right. She might like it.
Yeah, exactly. You get what I'm saying?
Thrill out of cussing you out early in the morning.
Right.
Now let's go to work.
Now let's go to
baby.
And that just may be it. But don't be the nice guy up front and then turn into the asshole when the baby comes. You hear what I'm saying? That ain't what they looking for. Okay? Just what it is.
Yeah.
So, be your authentic self. And like I say, somebody like it or they don't. But yeah, at any rate, you gotta keep it moving.
And y'all don't give up on marriage. Cause this marriage is almost like a disease now. So like, y'all stop giving up on commitment to each other, man. Cause like, y'all are killing kids, man. Y'all killing these children. When you making them over here in one house, and they got to find you in another house to even get what they need in that house, you're killing your children. Stop making childish decisions out here, y'all. For real. Like, handle your business. And I'm going to tell you something. This real. If a woman is good enough to lay with, she's good enough to build something with. I'm going to tell you why. Because when you laid with her, you put your life in her hands. Ooh. The same way she put her life in yours. Because you knew nothing of who you used to sleep with. And you don't know who they were sleeping with. You don't know who she used to sleep with and who they were sleeping with. So when you make that decision to lay with that chick, understand that you put your life in her hands. What is the thing about committing to it then? Unless you don't care anything about your life. See, because most people they don't consider that. You make a life or death situation every chick you lay with. Tell me what you want to tell me. Talk me till you sleep. But you make a life or death decision.
Yep.
So, as it goes to relationships, be more mindful of what you're doing. Stop starting relationships that you know bad. You know that ain't your type of person. Stop doing stuff for just busy work. A lot of people are in our life as busy work.
Stop doing stuff so you can find
you know
place to stay till you can find the next place to stay.
You feel me? Need a whip to drive. You know what I'm saying? Let me push up over here so I have a little transport to do my thing.
My thing.
Man, grow up.
Yeah.
Grow up.
Get some nuts about you, dog.
We talking about grown people here, man. We all of the other stuff is foolishness, man. Because like y'all don't understand what it's doing to these kids, and these kids are around other people's children who may be getting taught right, and they're not. So that's more pressure on the kid that's actually trying to do right in those situations. So you got to stop planting bad seeds out here, y'all. Cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Deal with yourself. Learn who you are. Find what matches you and sit down.
That's a
bottom line. Because we out here too hard. We out here way too hard.
That's true. You know what? I'm gonna go back. I was going through the notes earlier when we sat down. When we were starting to list out topics, and line 3 said something that I think is just funny. It said, "This will not be a relationship show." Okay, but we 6 shows in, and half of them got to do with relationships in a sense. You get what I'm saying? But when you break it down like that, man, it's really about building. Whether you get married or not, it's really about just building a better family. Because when that family goes out into the world, they're gonna bring around people that's gonna make them better, or they're making better. So we just get a little bit better every time. We can't really afford to transcend backwards. Yeah. Okay. We ain't got no time. It just it's the way of the world. You know, we have fought everything that's been thrown at us, and now we're at that stage where we really have to get our shit together. We can't just talk about it no more. Yeah, that's the aggravating part for me. I see all this, especially now, like I say, it's Black History Month. Everybody want to talk about, getting together and all this kind of stuff, and you won't hear nothing else about a get together or anything until Juneteenth. And that's just honest. Okay, that's crazy. You should take every chance you can to be around the people that care about you and you care about them. Okay? In turn, like I say, that spawn, that little small circle starts to spawn out. And it ain't nothing but a circle of love, to be honest. So that means that, when your kids go out into the world, they bringing about everything that they learned when they was at Papa Josh's house. You get what I'm saying? Because Papa Josh got on me about my grades, made me into this kind of student. My boys, I think both of them gonna end up being scientists. But you know what I mean? But they gonna be able to look back at it and be like, this is what Papa Josh, what they call Trina Mimi. Yeah. This is what Mimi, when we at their house, this is the way they were. Yeah. But they knew it was all out of love. Yeah. So that's what they're gonna keep hashing with everybody that they meet. Yeah. And I wish, if y'all don't know these two fellas, I love these boys. Okay? and they every time they see me, we have a conversation. Okay? But you have to got to be around them to understand them. But that's what, when you meet them, the influence that Papa Josh and Mimi have in their life. You don't see them, just rambunctious and out of control. No, not over here. You ain't gonna do that. Right. You get what I'm saying? So in that,
Right.
Like I say, when you go to meet them, if you first time meeting them, you're gonna feel it when you meet them. Okay, that's what we gotta bring about. So every level of them afterwards is showing that love that started, right here, in that circle.
That's right.
So, and if we
You're
keep
right.
doing that, you know, and like I say, putting the value back on people,
Mm-hmm.
not caring about, what this person can do for me, just
Yeah.
we gonna be okay. And
Yeah.
that's something that is huge. But just to go back real quick on about families and relationships, I challenge everybody to do one thing. We have gotten so used, like I say, to digital. Everything's on our phones, computers, all this kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
That if they were to crash, it's gone forever.
Right.
Okay? So this is what I ask you to do. Take whatever app, whether it be Walgreens, Walmart, whatever, start downloading family photos and putting them in the old photo albums. Because kids have no idea who they related to if they don't see a picture. Because most of those folks have went on.
Yeah.
So that you can't even tell them a story because we ain't even got no pictures of them.
Yeah.
So start doing that because so these kids can go like, okay, and you can sit around and have conversations with them about people in that album, and just seeing how they light up, just listening to the stories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, um, I think that just builds, for me, it just builds a better family outlook,
Yeah.
because they know.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's
but
real.
other than that, bro,
That's real. Just take care of each other, man. Take care. Take care of yourself. My last little piece, and again, I'm done with this thing. But like one thing I do want to honestly say, those of you that have been hurt, go to the hospital. What I mean by that is find out what's wrong with you. Okay? Find out what that hurt damaged in your life, in your mind, in your heart, in your body, period. In your walk, your attitude, everything. Stop taking your wounded butt to a new relationship. Go to the hospital, find out what it is, and get it fixed. Heal before you go to somebody else. It's terrible how you go to a new person and leave blood on their pillowcase. Stop taking that
boy, you was
stuff
reading my mind, boy.
to them.
You gonna end up bleeding on people that ain't even had nothing to do with your
Don't
issue.
even know that you was hurt. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Stop
right.
taking those wounds to your next relationship. Take some time to yourself. I know people don't like to do that. I know it's almost a cuss word, but take time to yourself. Learn you. Because you're not the same as you were when you were 21, 25, 17, whatever the case may be. Your mindset's not there anymore. It's time to reevaluate. Reevaluate yourself. Find out what's going on with you before you connect to anybody. Then you lessening your problems. But all these wounded people, I always hear people say, hurt people, hurt people. I'm like, yeah, I get that. But let's stop saying the quotes and let's really actually do something about it.
Right.
Stop walking around here angry and hurt. Deal with what it is. You don't even have to deal with the person. You got to deal with yourself. Because 9 times out of 10, the person that hurt you is having a great time wherever they are. You're not. You
Boy,
know what I'm saying? You back stuck, mad,
you messed
pissed.
up bad.
You know
and every time you see them or somebody ask you about them, or
right back up to 1,000.
you already on fire. You
know?
could have been having the greatest day ever. Now you in the dumps all over again, mad
again.
at the world. Nah, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Deal with it.
and you know that to be the truth. Just coming from me. Like I say, we talk about everything when I go to the barbershop. And this guy can tell you for probably 2 to 3 years, every conversation he had with me was the exact same. Okay? It was the exact same. Why? Because I wouldn't let it go. I'm mad at the world.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
asking about the day I came in and say, it's gone. Okay?
Yeah.
Everything that I touched afterwards was like gold. And it's been riding like that for a while. You know, I had to drop it. I had to heal me.
Yeah.
And I have no problem sharing my techniques. And it is some of the most humbling stuff ever. But yeah, you're right. You gotta get you straight. Then you can deal with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Because if you go out there messed up, you ain't gonna do nothing but mess up.
Right. 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 You beat yourself down even lower. So
Even lower.
You think you worth even less than what you thought before.
Exactly.
You know, you end up dealing with anything.
From people who do not care.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people be in bad relationships because they settle. Because they think that's what they have to settle with because they've been attracting that particular type for so long. But it's just the fact that you've had that hurt that long, you hadn't dealt with yourself. That's the only energy that's coming back because that's all you can give off.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when you change your own energy, your personal energy level, change it. Get yourself healed. Get your mind together. Get your strengths up. Number one, know your strengths, not your weaknesses. Everybody learns their weaknesses and that's what they focus on. Focus on your strengths. And then your weaknesses will heal. But if you never focus on your strengths, you always focus on your weaknesses, you will be a weak person. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've been through. You will always remain weak if your weaknesses is your focus. Focus on your strengths and build yourself. Because eventually, if you build yourself up high enough, trouble can't come see about you. See what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We're too low. We're too close to it. We stay in it all the time. But like I say, make sure you're healed and be prepared for what you can have as a blessing in another person. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't allow yourself to be healed, you can't be a blessing. You can only be like a hindrance or some pain coming to somebody. You're basically a problem. It's just like a storm. The only thing that kills a storm is time because it allows it to run its course. You can't stop a storm. You can't reverse a storm. A storm is going to run its course.
Yep.
So we have to take that time and allow that storm to get out of our life as well, out of our minds. Take some time to yourself. There's nothing selfish about it. You know what I'm saying? You're actually more selfish if you don't heal yourself than you are healing yourself. So take that time and don't feel bad about taking time to yourself because a lot of us do because so many people depend on us. It's okay that a lot of people depend on you, but don't run yourself in the ground so that no one can ever depend on you again. See, because the people that need you the most, they lean on you the hardest, but you got to be making sure that you're building them as well and not just holding them up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
You're going to need them to run solo.
They got to get off you.
So yeah,
eventually that weight's got to go. You know what I'm saying? So we have to. It's things we have to do. It's a process, and we just have to get in it. My people, get in the process, be a part of the process, and allow the process to do what it needs to naturally do in your life. You know what I mean, words to live by. All right.
Catch you guys next week.
Love, man. Y'all be safe. Love. Take care of one another. Peace.